Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners.
You are tuning into the Goldylocks Productions presentation of the Angels and Healing Light Show. Sit back, relax, and be open to receive the angelic messages and healing channeled through your host, Laura Romeiro.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Angels and Healing Light Show. So good to have you here on this absolutely gorgeous Tuesday here in Florida. It was 56 degrees this morning, and let me tell you, been waiting for that for a long time. I am very happy to tell you that today we have an amazing show lined up. Our producer, Reverend Tiffany White, Sage Woman, is going to be my very special guest. And one of the things that she's going to talk to us about today are the Seraphim Angels, the Seraphim Blueprint Healing. And I'm just, I could just feel all of this energy flowing right now. It's a very joyful energy, very powerful energy, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. I think it's just so important today. So for those of you who are not familiar with Reverend Tiffany White, Sage Woman, many of you are, but she's so very accomplished, very educated, and she is an extraordinary healer, producer, spiritual light, teacher, so much more. She is a cosmic heart healing practitioner. She is a level 6 Seraphim Blueprint practitioner, a Reiki practitioner, a Ron healing practitioner, divine and celestial channel, a spiritual awakener, holistic health practitioner, and an ordained spiritual interdenominational minister. And she's also the owner of Goldylocks Temple of Healing in beautiful Connecticut. And, you know, she's just somebody that is bringing the word, the light, the energy to all of us. So without further ado, I bring to you Reverend Tiffany White, Sage Woman. Welcome and good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. And thank you so much, Laura, for having me sit in Sacred Circle with you. And hello, Soul Tribe, everyone that's in the comments. Hello, everyone viewing. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, lots of love and light to each and every one of you. And so I'm so honored just to be here. And what a high energy morning already. Did you feel it this morning?
Yes, I've been running around in it for the last couple of hours. I can just feel it. Woo! It's wonderful.
All of us are feeling this. We're feeling this excitement, this anxiety, anxiousness, whatever we're feeling, and don't let it dictate your day. All right. You can transform any energy that feels uncomfortable into peace and joy. All right. So you are the commander of your sacred space. Know that. Okay. So that
is beautiful advice. And one of the things that I saw today was, you know, there's so much energy abounding. There's a different energy that's coming from the earth level going up from us humans. And then there's another energy coming down from the heavens that's trying to neutralize and heal and fix. And so we have these two energies that are meeting each other and just trying to calm everything down. What I want you all to know is that if you're feeling chaotic or angst, know that you are also surrounded by incredible loving light from heavens, from God, from the angels, and they're just surrounding you with blessings. So I ask you to just reach up into that energy, into that light, and feel that peace and feel that love and feel that healing energy. And so today, so very glad to be talking about the Seraphim. So tell us about your Seraphim Blueprint Healing, and tell us about that, please.
Yeah, sure. It's very exciting, actually, is because I've always communicated with angels, and I knew that they were very high vibrational angels, and I really didn't know too much about archangels, you know, or the archangels around us, and until about 10 years ago, because these angels I was communicating with were just these tall, beautiful beams of light, columns, very golden white. And they would come in and teach me when I was younger too. So we've all been there, done that with ours. We've had traumatic, right? And I went inward and just relied on the communication with the angels, to help me get by. That was my reality. And so I've been able to maintain that. I had to shut down or kind of just push back communication with spirit and with guides because that freaked my mom out. So so I knew who these beings were because they've been with me for so long. They're very loving and kind, and we've had great discussions and energy being shared along with Yeshua, with Jesus. And Isis and Mother Mary, and we've all had these great conversations about religion and spirituality, everything. And I did this when I was a teenager. I read Casey, and it just blew my mind, and so that created conversation. And so they were and always have been my source of information. I go to them. And now even with the internet, I go to them. I don't just sit here and Google, but they will lead me to, we want you to see, go type this in. Okay, I guide you there, right? And so it was interesting how, okay, let's see, make sure we got everything here sound-wise. I'm sorry if I'm breaking up just a little bit here. Okay, so it's interesting how I never really classified. And to tell you, remember as a child, we really didn't classify or label everything. It was just whether it's happy or not happy, right? I mean, that was our only classification as kids. Remember that?
That's simpler.
That's simpler.
A very important lesson to remember.
It is. And so I just stuck with those that made me feel happy and joyful. And that didn't, the place of, let me say that, truth comes with that trust. And so it was just like I knew that they were good beings. I didn't really need to identify them. It was interestingly until I went to learn mediumship development that it was like, oh, you have to know who you're communicating with, blah, 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 and ask for a name. And I'm like, what? They're like, they don't have names. It's a place of oneness, And I'm like, they have their individuality, but what? And it was funny. It's like you recognize the energy. You should always just recognize that energy. And so it was like just even this last year has been very eye-opening for me. 2020, eye-opening. Little humor there. But
whether you needed it or not.
I actually found out that it was the Seraphim that I was communicating with. And to my surprise, in taking the Seraphim Blueprint course, it's Seraphim Blueprint Energies, and I was guided to take this. Okay. And so I don't read books or take courses or anything without sitting with I call it my angelic committee every day. And they're like, well, this is a boss. So I like board meeting with my angelic committee every day. Come on, it's time. Have a board meeting. The angels, your guides, loved ones, those for your highest and greatest are at the table with you. And it's important to have, a board meeting every day with your angelic high vibrational helpers. And everyone's excited now because these energies are picking up. Everyone's excited and everybody, they're happy. This ascension is going. It's happening. It's not going to stop. And so recently then it was what the Seraphim Blueprint is after the creator. It's Ruth Renley. She has conversations with the Seraphim, and that Seraphim gave her a name. Like, oh, okay. Asking the Seraphim communicate. Like, no, this is not who you're communicating with, and that there is a team of Seraphim, and who you are working with. You're working with 2 or 3 come in, but one steady who has been with you the whole time. And the name is Seraphina. Now, I know you have to know that they are completely balanced in masculine and feminine energies. They don't have a sex as male or female, and this is why you see even Archangel Michael has a very pretty feminine face. You know, a lot of the angels are depicted as beautiful, maybe feminine qualities and masculine together.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful balance. And so she told me and I was blown away. I didn't ask for it. It was just given. And I'm like, oh, awesome. You know, but it was like, why did that satisfy me? Do we still need that labeling? You know, but anyway, so these energies are very, very good. They're very fast. I've taken a lot of different healing modalities, but you still do your own, whatever comes through you and resonate, and you know, like, oh, okay, I'm picking this up from somewhere. I know I've been a healer in a past life, and I'm going through, and you just allow the energy to go through you, and you're holding that sacred space of healing. And then things start to, oh, wow. When I started really stepping into the healing and doing healings more the last 10 years of my business, then I saw the archangels. Archangels do come in and join in healing sessions. I saw Raphael coming in. I saw angels coming in. And I'm like, oh, who are these beings? This is great. I've even seen light beings, whether you want to call them, you know, ETs, aliens, whatever, the tall blue beings, beautiful beings, very powerful. I've seen them do surgery, rays.
You know, interestingly enough, speaking of blue, felt very compelled to wear blue today.
I know, I see that.
And you too.
Yeah. And so it is you know, just the whole hierarchy of angels are very, very nice. And it's when I'm talking about these higher angels too, it doesn't mean, and when we go through this, because I don't want you to feel like, oh my gosh, you know, I do or don't do this. It's not a comparison. Please don't do that. All right. And it's not one is better than the other. Everyone has a job, just like each and every one of us. We have a job. We have a mission. We've got to get stuff done. And that's what they are. That's the hierarchy. There's our hierarchy of humans, really. And it's not what we think it is. It's not what we think it is. And so there's these hierarchies. It's just a way of everyone has missions, a job. This is what you do. So I'm going to show this very beautiful, show you some pictures too as we go and talk about. And one of my favorite pictures, the hierarchy of heaven, so to speak. We'll show you this. Just open here. This is one of my favorite pictures. And I'll get this up here, right here, and share. So this picture is called the hierarchy of heaven.
Oh, beautiful.
Let me see if I can't just, without losing it. Oh, yes. Okay, going to cut it off. But you can see the very, very top where source. And interestingly, the Seraphim Angels don't say God. They don't use the term God. They say source. And it's okay. It's you know, they just God, the word has been tainted, hasn't it? But they've always said source. They've always referred to God as source. So whether it's God, creator, it's okay, whatever you use. The very top here, the cursor you can see. All right, this is masculine source. I do believe it's Yeshua and Mary together. And then these angels all around are the Seraphim, the first level, Seraphim, Cherubim, and Thrones. All right. So the Cherubim Angels are known as, the Seraphim Angels are known as the fiery ones. The fiery ones. So they are usually, you know, shown in artwork as being red. The cherubim as blue. And then the thrones are actually, and I'll show you some pictures, they're actually like circles. They're almost like energy centers, and they're always at the feet of whoever's coming through, whether it's source, whether it's Yeshua, whether it's Mary. Mother Mary with her assumption process, they notice what angels are. It's like uplifting. It's like this magic spinning portal, whether you think it's a saucer, a flying saucer, an energy portal, whatever. But that's what the thrones look like. They're the ones that carry and lift and move around. This is the second hierarchy of angels with the principalities and the other two. I'm not going to go through all of these. And then these are the angels that are the third level is the ones that are closest to us.
To us.
The archangels, the other angels, all
Dominions,
angels.
guardian angels.
Yeah, our guardian are with our solar angels, our guardian angel. We say guardian. They refer to them as the solar angels, SOLAR, or SOULAR, soul, because they're part of our higher self. And our higher self consists of, or our soul consists of our higher self, our solar angel, and that connection to source. So it's all very powerful. Look at how much help we have around us. That's not even
all the time,
including your loved ones in spirit on the other side, your spirit guides, right? This is just the angels. Whew. Wow, I'm burning up now talking about it. It's like, whoa!
So let me remind you all that, you are never, ever, ever alone. You are constantly surrounded by the love and the light. They're there. They're always there. So just be open to receive their blessings, their messages. You're never doing anything by yourself, ever.
So, Kim, that's a great question. Would this be like a Hindu caste system? And with all the religions, I actually do find, even Buddhism, I do believe Buddhism and a lot of the philosophies are off of Hindu. Hindu is very, very old, and I know like the Tibetan ones too are very old. But the Tibetan carries more of like Lemurian type of energies. The Hindu, yes, absolutely. There's different layers. A caste system would just be another word for hierarchy, right? There you go. Caste is another word for hierarchy, or interchangeable or whatever. So, yeah, it's thanks for bringing that up, Kim. Absolutely. It's interesting. Let's talk about this real quick. Philosophies, even if you look at the artwork, there's no angels. It's more of a Western belief system. How did that happen? It's more of they consider it more like a Christianity belief system because there's angels. And I'll come back around to that in a few minutes, because that's going to be like, what? But I want to show you some great pictures, if I can, of Seraphim. We'll go through some pictures of the Seraphim Angels. And but it's beautiful how all of the belief systems all do come together, and it's going to be mind-blowing for you. So just to kind of quickly, but this right here, this Seraphim, it's six-winged angels, or six-winged angels. 2 wings above them that actually cover their face. 2 wings that cover their body, the lower wings, and then the 2 outer wings. 6 wings. Now, this would be a great tattoo, by the way. I think I'm going to put one. So, it's very hard to find actual Seraphim pictures, because artists got confused between Seraphim and Cherubim, and they were interchanged, both of them, which is fine. But note the eye. Isn't that beautiful? So the all-seeing eye. Look at that. Some of the angels have been called the watcher angels. Some of the cherub angels have eyes on their wings.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, Alex Gray is a great artist who did depict that. If you haven't checking out Alex Gray's artwork, his artwork has a lot of eyes. So yeah, he's seen it in his visions. He's seen it. So I think this is very powerful, because this eye is I always thought it was the eagle eye, right? Whether it's an eagle or a hawk or just the eye. Even Egyptian has The eye of Ra, the eye of Horus. I think very spiritual about the eye, isn't it? But that one balanced eye, it's not masculine or feminine, it's both. All right?
All about insight, all about seeing.
Yes. Let's go to the next one here. All right. And so this is one, and I forget where they are. Do I have? It's the Seraphim and Yeshua and Jesus. So you see Jesus right here. And then look, there's Seraphim around him. Interestingly, the Seraphim Angels worked really close with Lemurians and Atlanteans. And also with scenes, which Yeshua was part of unity, or Jesus, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Joseph. All these scenes were still closely connected with the Seraphim Angels. And you see here, they actually depicted them with blue instead of the red. But then they put a little face and then the 6 wings. So I've seen them with a little face, with an eye, or even a heart. A red, fiery heart. Beautiful, too. Let's say, look, here is Mother Mary and Jesus. You know, the Seraphim were the ones that were present, the birth of our Christ, of Jesus.
Beautiful.
This is Seraphim Angels. All right. Look at them, 6. You see the 6 wings? Here you can clearly see top, middle.
Just beautiful.
Bottom, right? Beautiful, beautiful artwork. And here they are. This is Source. It's hard. How's artists going to, we use our own human imagery, what we know, right, in order to paint something. So they, of course, they're going to use a human, but maybe what an ascended human would look like. So this is God or Source and the Seraphim Angels around. Always
the closest, and the Seraphim are the closest to God.
They are the closest to God, yes. Here's another depiction of it. Very nice.
That's beautiful.
There's another one. Yeah, and I kind of like how this one has, look at it, like it's balanced. You see, like the scales, and it has to be complete balance. I love that, and I love this one too. This is, I do believe, some artists, but it's got more than 6, but it's you know, it's beautiful. I take it as a Seraphim. Okay, so here we go. This is a Seraphim Angel with a throne angel. So the throne is like a power source, isn't it? It moves the angels. How do we see? They could also be seen as orbs. Ooh, orbs. And when you, because I've always known that orbs are angels' transportation system. It's their transportation system. When you send distant healing, when you send prayers, you're praying, you whether you like this, you're actually creating an energy orb. Mm-hmm. And when you let go your hands, it gets sent off. Aha! Your words you can put into an energy orb and send it off. The thrones catches it and sends it. All right, all the angels do. The angels that are closest to us, it's kind of like hot potato. Okay, you got it now. You take it. You take it. You take it. But nothing is ever lost. All prayers are sent out. All intentions of healing is sent out. All right, of peace, love, and harmony is sent out. But it's interesting how it's the movers. So it's depicted as a wheel. Isn't that interesting? And round. So that's the throne. So that's and look here, you can see the eyes. See the eyes being depicted on the wings here? So.
And you know, when you talk about prayers not being lost, it's good to remember that we don't control the outcome. We can only send the intentions for what we want, but if it's not for the highest and greatest good or the best, then things may go a different direction than you think is the best. So please remember that when we are offering or asking for a change of any kind for any person or thing or place, our high energy is felt and heard, but sometimes we can't always see the reaction, the response, and sometimes it's different outcome than we would like. But like she says, our prayers are always answered, they're always heard. They're never lost.
No. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, this is
Oh, beautiful.
the Seraphim Mosque in Hagia Sophia. I think it was a chapel. They just released it as a chapel back to a museum or something like that. I forget. Do believe it's in Turkey. This is one of the oldest, and they've tried to revive it. It's actually like you see the red, and then they put blue. But have you ever looked at a flame of fire before?
Mm-hmm.
It's a red tip, and there is blue and yellow orange on the very bottom of that flame too.
Yes.
So the Seraphim are known as the fiery ones. That's all okay, there we go, of those. And they helped. It's just very, very interesting. We go back and look and entwine all of the belief systems about, it kind of knits it all together. So let's read some of these comments. Kim, thanks. You always teach me something that connects something else. Well, exactly. That's it. Just to show you that there really is that divine common thread in all cultures and belief systems.
There really is.
Yeah. Kim, I was thinking of tattoo. I know, right? Yeah, that first one. The eye is the doorway to the soul. Yes.
And angels have been found in every culture, in every part of the world throughout the beginning of time. They've appeared in drawings, artwork, stories, word of mouth. So they're common to every culture in the world, and always have been.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it's it's really beautiful. A lot of people think, well, why would we be able to communicate with angels that's the closest to God? Why would they even be concerned about humanity? And why not? Especially during this ascension time, and really the whole fall of man, of humanity, was prophesized. They knew it was going to happen. The Mayans even knew that, depicted this prophecy. And so when you foresee something happening, you're going to put things in place of, okay, so they have to ascend on their own. And when they do, this marker's here, this is here, where it's all set. All they have to do is their part. Guess what? We did our part. Yourself a pat on the back, clap your hands, give yourself a hug. Yay! Yeah, right? So it's, yeah. So, we're doing it, it's ascending. And all the angels, anyone that you're communicating with, there's a reason why. Most of you who do remember past lives in Lemuria or Atlantis know that, and there's different types. We did work with the Seraphim. Now remember, when I try to ask for like a number of the Seraphim, it's just like, yeah, I hear so many different things, whether it's 13, 20, hundreds, whatever. It's like, it doesn't matter. The number of angels, each angel, how many Seraphim, how many cherubs, how many archangels, they're endless, really. They don't use that type of system that we do. It's just, they're there. And so we work with different ones, and that's fine. Just like we have specific spirit guides that work with us as well. So just honor that team. And whether you've worked with them in the past or not, that doesn't matter. What matters is right here, right now, they're here for you. They'll communicate with you. And so you just have to be open to receive that, open that channel. All right.
Is there any specific way that you reach out to the specific levels, or how do you choose the Seraphim or vice versa?
I don't specifically. It's what I've done and what I've always done. And this is what I can see why they wanted me to go through different healing modalities, so that I can actually experience. When we just sit down in meditation and we have these experiences, we may not realize what we're doing. It's like, oh, look, everything's coming to me. But we also do have a process of making sure that conduit is open and clear. Yes. And healing helped me to understand that. And I'm going to say this for all healers. We don't have to do anything. We hold the sacred space of healing. Put that intention of healing. You're opening a portal. You're opening a sacred space. I usually start if someone, it doesn't matter if a client for healing person or distantly, I've always started at the bottom and worked at their feet and worked the way up. So I always stand at the feet and then go up. But I have found that standing at their feet and opening up, again, isn't it interesting? You're opening up with this round portal underneath someone's feet. And opening up, the intention opens up the healing, a healing portal. And when you do this sacred space, you're creating this healing space, all right? And that's free of time, free of everything else. Angels drop in. I see the angels come in. I see some guides. If there's loved ones, they're in the back. But right immediately around the person is their healing team and the angels and just whatever that healing team looks like. It can be animals too. I've seen animals come in. And so it's us as healers holding that sacred space and letting healing. And what I've seen is the holograph of their higher self coming down above their selves, their lower self, higher self, all right, matching up. And what happens is when your lower self gets really close to your higher self, it remembers, divine blueprint. Oh, okay, there it is. We have a divine right to be healthy, to be happy, to why are we choosing all this crap then?
Can you explain to people what the divine blueprint is?
It's us in our perfect bodies. It's us how we're created. Right, everything else shows. Okay, so the angels never chose separation. And there are light beings too who have never chosen separation either. And they're the ones that are helping us to weave that back, come back together to the oneness. So that body is very high vibrational. It vibrates. We are in complete health. It's better than we could ever imagine here, but you do get a taste of it in that healing session. And if you ever had a healing session, even readings should be healing, I feel. When you walk away with that, with your heart, all your whether it's your energy centers, your chakras, whether it's your meridians, you feel this vibration over your body of peace, love. Can't explain. It brings you to tears. You've just touched source. You've touched your divine blueprint. That's who you came from. And
the perfect state of being.
Exactly. And it is really beyond words. You have to experience it and go, whoa, amazing.
I want that again.
I'll take more of that, please. And so that's what we do is we hold that space for people. So let me see, Kim had a question. Is there a more powerful place to put a tattoo? It depends on what you want, where you want to put your tattoos. It's funny, I love tattoos, but I didn't ever want one on my body. And then because it actually came from the past life belief of you don't do that to your body. And as soon as I went through and released all vows, unhooked all vows, all old belief systems that I brought from other past lives that don't serve in this life, and even this life, all vows that I made that's not for my highest and greatest, you can release all of that. When I released all of it and I was open to, hey, that's not so bad. That's pretty cool. I think I don't mind if and then as soon as you're open to receive it, guess what happens? 2 images came in for me. Here's some tattoo designs. I'm like, what? So see them come in so strong. And so I do. I have to. I like my forearms to be done. You could do them up here. That's fine too. I personally don't want them anywhere else. I like them to where it could be covered up if needs to be, because they're actually spiritual and they mean something to me. All right. And so that's how they should be. Don't do it from a fad. Something that's gonna, not be it. No, it should have a really deep meaning. All right. And so, yes.
What about, so tell us about the actual Seraphim blueprint healing. Can you tell us about, well, how did you come to that? I think I remember knowing that Archangel Michael led you to that, but what is it exactly? How does it work?
Right. So it's I love how we're guided and we have to listen and not fight and question so much. But I believe everyone here, we've all done that, been there. So, and it's listening. And Archangel Michael, who comes around a lot, he's one of the strong archangels. And also, too, because if you have it in your name, I was named after my uncle Michael. My middle name is Michelle. And so I have the female aspect of Michael. So Archangel Michael's been around our family and around everyone, of course. And then Raphael showed up for healing. But it was Michael who actually was like, you need to do this. Check this out, the Seraphim blueprint. I'm like, what is Seraphim? And then it was like reading the little write-up. Oh, they're angels. I was like, ooh, more angel energy. I'm like, okay, let's do this.
Angel energy.
I know, right? I was like, okay, let's do it. And so then I was like, it's very extensive. The creator's very hands-on. There's lots of teachers. You get to pick your teacher and your instructor. There's level, and it's a progression. You go slow. You have to a month with each in between each one, and so. And it was just mind-blowing. The first one that I took, I go in there with that wonder and that awe of, I wonder what this is going to be like. I'm open to receive. Okay. And it was mind-blowing for me. Absolutely mind-blowing. And I was like, wait a minute. This energy feels very familiar. I'm doing this. So it was great validation for me. And then it was like, oh, I want more. Because now it's actually kind of aiming everything that feel sense. Oh, this is pretty cool. You're not going crazy or haven't gone crazy. It's not like, woohoo. It's great that other people can do this too. So it also, gives you like that sense of, oh, great, awesome. Because we all question, right? It's like, did we kind of just disconnect? Did we really all just create this little fantasy and move over here? But no, it's all very real. And so it was very, I loved it, loved the energy. I actually was guided to the perfect teacher for me for that. There's advanced classes that I take. Now there's more advanced classes that you can take with Seraphim energies, and it's very changing for me. And now I did read Peter's book, and I'm going to do this with everyone. You can use and rest behind. There were some things I didn't agree with, but that doesn't matter. There's always going to be some type of philosophy, some type of belief, or just okay, that's fine. And that's not my experience with the Seraphim that I talk with, communicate with. And so you're going to find that too. Yes, these are high vibrational angels. All the angels are, though. There's really how I can, it's just because each energy has a signature print. It's like an energy print, right?
Like we all have something.
Exactly. Even our souls has a soul signature. It's how it's identified, whether it's a sound, a frequency. And so I can just tell, okay, there's the Seraphim. Now this archangel stepped in because of their energy. And once you're familiar with that, oh, okay, there you go. And we could all become very familiar with it, even if it is just okay, let's just learn their names first and call them in. That's fine too. However you do it, as you just have to start. Just put that intention out there. I want to communicate with you, and I'm open to receive.
Just that easy, and it is just that easy. It truly is. And then listening and having the patience to to understand and get the messages. So now when you work with the Seraphim, are you doing just healing work? Do they give you messages? How do you work with them? What work do you do with them?
Oh, sure. So there's actual healing. They are present, of course, with healing sessions. They've always have been. So do distant healing. Do offer that type of, distant healing with the Seraphim present. And I communicate, have been still with them every day. So in my little angelic committee meetings, so we have conversation that way, channel the energy, channel messages that come through. And I'll share them with you guys, whether it's like this or on my own, just to check messages for healing too, and healing sessions. And also, and that healing can come in many different ways, as well as just, okay, let's have a distant healing session like this video wise. I did take one of the advanced courses, is the Seraphim Blueprint. It's the Seraphim Blueprint tour of the solar system. And so that's very, very interesting. I did go through that whole course, and that's also another extensive one, but it's showing the each planet. Sure, there is a science part to it, but It's also from the Seraphim's viewpoint of this is what each planet represents, and this is the energies of this planet and how it all comes together. Our solar system, the universe, it just all comes together. Now, my website, Sage Woman, the Seraphim Blueprint healing, the energies are very strong. I know we keep blipping or breaking up. Sorry, but it's hold it back. But you can see the healing sessions here, and also it's called the planetary washes. So right now, Mercury is just getting ready to come out of. It's getting ready to go direct anyway. Actually, today is the last day of Mercury retrograde, but
yay.
It doesn't matter if the planets are in retrograde or not. The planetary washes are also very, very healing. I absolutely love, and you can use these type of energies like in a healing. There's all sorts of, okay, so like how I can explain this. Reiki has different symbols, right? Well, different symbols or portals with this type of healing as well, and you can fuse them together, you can interchange them around, and I like fusing some of the planetary washes with these healings, and so it's very powerful, especially the Venus. I mean, woo,
oh yeah,
they all love Venus, right? So so that's how it's so many different levels and textures of this type of healing modality, and it's, to me, the highest source. And this is, I don't want to say what I've been looking for, searching for, of the most, and that's what I've been putting out with each healing modality, is like, that's great. I want something that's not been culturally manipulated, maybe, or someone else's version of this healing. I want it just right. Just give it to me from the source, and bam, here it is. All right. So it's, I mean, not that I took Asui Reiki. I absolutely enjoyed it, but there was parts of it that didn't just resonate with me. And Dr. Asui channeled old forms of Atlantean Lemurian healing. And his translation was in his culture, Japanese symbols, Japanese culture. And that's great. That was his, this is my interpretation of this healing. So it's gonna resonate really strong there. But if it doesn't resonate completely with you, that's okay. And that's why I was like, keep going. Great. I took what I could use from that. I'm going to go somewhere that'll guide me to the next healing modality until, it's like a ladder until you step up to, I found it. Yay. This is what I have been exposed to before. And this is that was it perfectly. Nail on the head. I've checked all sorts of different types of in healing. One of the original names that Ruth wanted to name this instead of Seraphim Blueprint was Atlantean Healing, but that was already taken. Someone had already copyrighted Atlantean Healing. So they're like, okay, what do we call it? And the Seraphim told her, name it this, because it's taking you back to your divine blueprint from source. So Seraphim Blueprint. So I thought, wow.
Helping you become your perfect divine self.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, when you receive messages from the Seraphim, are their messages different from other levels of angels? Do they have different messages? Or, I mean, obviously their vibration is different, but do they present things differently? Do they talk about different things that you might not normally?
This was really interesting. Like, I feel the heart, and I actually talk to them because I've, as a child, I've talked to them, and as a teenager, and having conversations, walking with them, and just having, I will talk out loud, and I feel it in my heart, the answer. All right. The archangels, the other angels, I feel, and even God, I feel it scroll across my third eye. You know, so there is a difference. I feel a seraphim here, and the other angels and other guides and those messages, I feel it here. But it's just, it could be different for each person. It doesn't mean like, oh, you have to feel it that way. It could be different for you. But that's just how it comes in with me.
So what is different, if anything, about their messages? If that question makes any sense to you.
It makes total sense. It's always about oneness. It's always about bringing it back to that peace, that unity, that harmony. It's, you know, there is no separation to them. There is no separation. And bringing it all back together. Balance.
Balance. Beautiful.
Yeah. I kept, for the longest time, it's just, you know, harmonious alignment, making sure we're in complete alignment, our chakras, and some interesting information that recently came through too that they want me to share with all the healers, for myself, for everyone, to be very careful. We don't manipulate chakras in the healing session. You let them do what they need to do, like little satellite dish. They already know, pre-programmed, what to do. So those that can see energy can see, or maybe feel or sense of, oh, this one's spinning this way. It shouldn't spin this way. No, get rid of that right now. There's no right or out what direct chakra to spin with alignment with your energy. What you should do, though, only thing that you should do is chakra-wise and meridian-wise, the meridians, because some people use meridian points instead of energy points instead of chakras. It's just to make sure that the whole chakra system, the whole meridian system, doesn't have any blocks, and that that energy is flowing through in complete balance together. You know, it's great to start the heart chakra, which is the middle of the chakras, you know, and then you can blast that energy out in all directions. That takes care of all the chakras, the meridians, you know. The meridians to me is more like up and down, you know, through your feet all the way up and then back again, which helps in meridians. All we have to do is make sure that the flow of that energy, it doesn't have any blocks, you know, doesn't have anything that's going to create discomfort and pain if there's blocks, right? But we don't dictate what the chakras to do. That's interfering. We interfere. And you can overwork one chakra. Have you ever noticed how some people or some gurus, some gurus who sit there and oh, wow, you know, they have meditated, they have done this, they do this, and they still had a heart attack. What the hell is it, you know? Or, you know, they still allowed disease. And what happened? They overworked their heart chakra. They only paid attention to one chakra. You can overwork a particular chakra. So make sure all that energy is, and that's true, right? You can overload a socket. Think about your plugs at your home, right? You can overload one plug. If you want to think about the whole electrical system in your house, right? One plug is one chakra. You overload it, it's going to blow the whole system. Bingo. Don't overload any one particular chakra. All right? Make sure the energy is flowing through all of them equally and in balance.
So what sort of healing do you apply the Seraphim Blueprint? What sort of issues do you apply that for?
Everything.
Everything.
Because when you bring someone when you reintroduce someone's energy to their higher self, they automatically remember. Their own bodies are like, oh yeah, there it is. I remember. Yay. And a lot of people that there's a shift or a click or I need to work on this. And then they will do it. Now sometimes it depends, and we know this, to what level the disease has taken hold. Sometimes it takes a little it could take multiple healing sessions in order to really work on that. Again, depending whatever your dis-ease is. Sometimes all it takes is that memory and being in presence with yourself. And whoa, okay, yeah, I want more of that. So I'm going to be serious and dedicated and disciplined in making sure that I'm not taking in anything, not just your diet with your physical, the thoughts. What am I listening to? How am I feeling? My emotions. Am I addressing my emotions correctly? Am I listening to how I feel? It's mind, body, and soul alignment. Is exactly what it is. We have to take care of it every day. You have to.
I love one of the things that Joanne Leo always says is, don't let anybody or anything put you in the basement.
Exactly.
I think we have the same glasses here, except yours is blue.
Yes, mine are.
There's that blue again.
We do. The cobalt blue, and it's 6 pointed.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. Stay hydrated, people. Okay, hold on. Interesting. Reaching for the one had asked for. Can you recommend more about the angels? Go within and ask. But really, we have to be careful too, again, of that interpretation, which is what they've always protected me from, not being overeducated. By reading every book there is about spirituality, we can get even more confused. We can get diluted.
Exhausted. You get exhausted.
Exhausted. Now, here is Ruth, the creator of the Seraphim Blueprint. This is her book. Take what you can use, leave. It's almost now. Though, Ruth's mentor is Irving First, and he actually co-wrote or co-created the first 1.5 levels of Seraphim Blueprint with Ruth Rinley. And Irving First has a book with Virginia Essene, Energy Blessings from the Stars, 7 Initiations. Now, this was written in the late 90s, so you can apply a lot of this to now, but you can definitely tell that Irving is connected to Seraphim as well, with a lot of these initiations. And the only thing with this book, if you read anything that's from the 90s, they talk about where we are now as being so far in the future, but it's not. It's here. It's now. They actually, these are 7 initiations. He suggests you wait 7 days in between these initiations. Well, the update is you can only need to wait 3 days. So if you get this and you do these initiations, it's great. It's all these energies, from the 7 different star systems, Polaris, the Arcturians, the Palladians. It's very powerful. But I can see where, oh yeah, I feel the seraph with him. So you have to recognize that energy. So my advice, really, sure, you could read these books, but I want you to connect with the seraph. See what that feels like, that energy, and let them guide you. Okay? Let them guide you. Because there are some things I don't agree with with others, and that's okay. You know? So even though the seraph, all the angels, you know, are in a certain hierarchy, there is their individuality as well. And so, you know, you're going to be assigned to the right angel, so to speak.
They delegate.
Right. They do. Yeah.
And you don't have to try to figure out, they do it for you. It's beautiful.
Yeah, just don't make it harder than it needs to be. We really need to keep it simple. We need to have that. Remember what it's like to be a child. Children are so heart-centered and just so they feel and they love, and it's so beautiful. And that's what oneness is. And we just no more of the separation. And it's not, you know, negative or positive. It's both. We need both. We need both the dark and the light. They can't survive without each other. Think about how a battery works. I love the battery analogy. One end is a negative, one end is the plus. Well, if you don't have both of those, right? If you hook it up wrong, it's not going to work. If you put the positive to the positive, it's not going to work. If you put the positive, you know, you have to line it up exactly like it says in order to use the whole power source of that battery, which needs the positive and the negative.
Beautifully said. You know, and ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't gotten my email that I sent out this morning, you know, take a look at it if you received it. But it's beautiful message from the angels about receiving the blessings that are always coming. All you need to do is open to receive them. You don't have to figure out how to connect or who to connect with. All you have to do is be open. And from that point, things will start to fall in place and they'll work. And you'll feel your energy just climbing higher and higher. And your connections will be higher and stronger and easier. And what I really liked about the message this morning is that as you receive this energy, it radiates around you to all the people and things around you who could use these blessings too. So whether it's the seraphim, your guardian angel, the ascended masters, letting this energy radiate around you is so healing and uplifting and powerful. So spend a few minutes going within, connecting with those beautiful beings, and let that light radiate around you to help others. If you don't get my emails, they're angel messages every week. Just go to my website and sign up. It's angelsandhealinglight.com, angelsandhealinglight.com, and just sign up there, and I'll send you my weekly angel messages. Okay. Tiffany, how and what else do you have coming up here, and how can people reach you to get a Seraphim Blueprint healing?
You go to my website, whitepagewoman.com. It's my website. You can contact me through there. You can see everything, look around, check everything out.
Got a lot on there. It's really interesting.
Thank you. So I just want to address, is there a message from the Seraphim for everyone? Yes. Right here, right now, in this time, not just in the United States, but worldwide, there is conflict, there is turmoil, there is political upheaval going on. And don't let the outcomes of today or tomorrow that's outside of us disrupt our inner peace. Stay inside with that inner peace, love, and harmony, and that will get you through. Yes, you're aware of what's happening, but you're not going to participate in any third dimensional, low vibrational energies. Stay in the fifth dimensional cosmic heart frequencies and have that dialogue. Always start with, I do communicate with the angels and the guides, but for those highest only, I'll state that intention. Only communicating with the highest only. I would like specifically with to receive. And whether you hear it or you need to write it down, journaling is great. It helped me too. But keep at it. Things are happening now as we are ascending. So there you go.
So the intention of connecting with the highest and greatest good of all, because you're kind of breaking up there a little bit. So I just wanted to repeat that.
Thank you. So, yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, Laura. I am so honored to have been on with you today and playing with the angels.
Thank you for being here and sharing all this beautiful information and energy. I love it. And I know we all need to hear it and know about it. So thank you for learning it and sharing it with us so that we can continue to help others. Love you. Thanks, everybody. Say next week I won't be here, but I'll look for you the following Tuesday. I know. I'll send a card. Lots of blessings to each and every one of you. And thank you again, Tiffany. This is really, really wonderful.
Thank you. Many blessings to each and every one of you. Remember the divine light that you are. Keep shining brightly.
Oh, yeah. Bye.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron. Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.